What's up, y'all? We back at it with another episode of My Adventures with Superman, Season 3, Episode 7. Now, when it comes to this episode, it involves Pixie or Pixel. Hopefully, I'm saying his name correctly. I always mix it up. But pretty much, he's this being, immortal being that always comes and plays games and can do whatever they want. And for some odd reason, they love playing with Superman. We've seen him in a few episodes in the other seasons, and he has returned to play a game. And this time, he's actually married, and he wants to play this game with the people he's chosen from our universe and the people that his wife chose from another universe. Pretty much the same characters, but this episode was actually pretty enjoyable. In fact, all the episodes with him, even with the original not My Adventures, but even with the original Superman series that came on back in the day, it was always fun seeing this character show up because he would do some hilarious stuff. But you have it where he chose his team with Superman, Kara, Jimmy, and Lois because Superman has powers. But you have it where Superman tells him he doesn't have powers, and he's like, "Yo, I got this nearsighted dope on my team," and then they want to know who they're facing off against. And you have it where you find out his team that they're facing off against is his wife's, which is another version of, what I'm saying, of our heroes, well, minus Clark, because Clark isn't there. So you have it where it's Lex Luthor, the good version of Lex. I ain't gonna lie, the design for him looks dope as hell. Then you have it where the Brainiac Kara, her outfit looks dope as hell. I just like she looks dope as hell. You got Lois there as well, and then you got Jimmy. And it's crazy because you have this funny moment where Jimmy was like, "Oh, it's just regular old me," and then Jimmy starts doing this Power Ranger transformation where he has this superhero suit. And I ain't gonna lie, the shit was hilarious. The shit was hilarious. So it seemed like they're a little bit ahead. They're in the future a little bit. But anyway, you got it where they doing these competitions, and as they're doing the competitions, you find out a little bit about the other, versions world. And they lost Clark. Apparently, Clark lost his powers, and once he lost his powers, he was killed by some type of creature that invaded Earth. And because of that, their world was never the same. And you have it where that's said several times. So does that mean at some point Clark will lose his powers? I mean, will lose his life due to what they're saying? Because it looks like everything is adding up to be shaped like their future, where Clark lost his powers and then eventually he'll lose his life in an attack from an alien invasion. That's what it's looking like right here. And you see that the other people from the other versions, they're really taking it to heart, about how the world, is going to turn out, or how their world turned out. You have it where the other Lois is telling them like, "Yo, when we lost Clark, we lost everything. Like, yo, losing Superman, yeah, it was big, but it wasn't that bad. Losing Clark is big, and that's what made this version of Lois so damn cold. The fact that she lost her Clark, and you could tell it's weighing on our original group very hard because they're thinking to themselves like, "Yo, eventually Clark will die." According to their future, then you got it where Car is looking at the other car, thinking like, "Yo, is this what she's destined to be? This version that was controlled by Brainiac, But you have it where later on in the episode, Jimmy convinces her like, "Yo, people change. You don't have to stay the same." And while that's going on, they kind of put an end to the game that Pixel was actually trying to play. But what really stood out to me the most in this episode was the ending. So of course they stopped Pixel Game, his wife, and stuff like that. That was cool. But what we get in the ending, where you have Clark and Lois like walking or working out, individually, and while they're working out, you have this scene right here come and happen where you see two beings from the future. It looks like their son returned and someone else came with him. Now, I'm not exactly sure who the other person is, but yo, it might be a second child. I'm not sure. It looks like a second child. It looks like a female child at that. So I'm imagining, at some point Lois gets pregnant and she has twins or just gets pregnant twice and you have it where they inherit, their powers from their father. Although Clark no longer has powers, I guess it's still within his DNA because he is Kryptonian. But you got it where that's how the episode ends. And I ain't gonna lie, that shit look kind of clean right there. It looks clean as hell. Just seeing them standing there. So I imagine their future is a little bit different from the future of the Superboy we've seen not too long ago, because you can see that this Superboy outfit is slightly different and he has a scar on his face. So we'll have to wait for the next episode to see. But oh man, this was a nice ending. This joke got me excited for the next one. But let me know y'all thoughts on this down below. And if you like the video, thumb it up, please subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.